I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness. Well, I guess it would have helped if I turned on my mic. Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mystique. So here we go again. Let's do this a round table again. Can I get a 5x5 so everybody can hear me today? And hope everything's good. And we're back. Lovely. Gotcha. We got sound. Can I get a 5x5 just in case? Thank you very much, Bougie. Appreciate it. Hope everybody's doing well. So let's try this again. Good to see y'all on this wonderful Tuesday, almost hump day. RJ in the house. Afrikan Dreamin in the house. We got Peaceful Monkey. And we also have the Virginia Bushcrafter, Bougie Prepper. Good to see you. I saw my brother Black Poindexter slide in, unbiased. LLC, good to see you. Mystique, good to see you. Magic, Penny, she said. Did I see Odom? There's my brother. Good to see you, Odom. Hope all is well and everybody's doing fantastic. Fantastic. Just to let y'all know, we got an amazing guest today. This is my brother. I'm just sad this brother's not on the same continent with me because I definitely would be hanging out with him and his amazing wife. Hello to my amazing moderators, Miss Donna Devine. Thank you very much. Good to see you. And of course, Urban Garden Chronicles. Hope you've been to the range and you practicing. Get things done. Get the things done, folks. Get the things done. Before we get going here and our guest shows up, let's do around the block. What's everybody got going on this week? Anything going on? I know of course, I'm always cutting and splitting wood, so I've been doing that. Good to see you, my Renaissance grandma. Welcome, welcome. I think I spoke Butter Roll Boutique. Good to see you. Glad you're here in the house. Glad you're here. But yes, folks, it's good to see everybody rolling in and wanting to spend some time. Okay, Urban Garden Chronicles. There, now we talking. Dropping seeds in the hydroponics. Amazon dropping off another one in a few. Perfect. Do me a favor, folks. If you type the word vision, it'll drop your links and everybody can connect with everybody. Dan H said range time. There you go. Range time is the best time. That's about it. And Bougie Prepper said, just winging it this week herself. I see you, I see you, I see you. Then she says, study, 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 and some more. Well, you got to take the test. You can only study so long, and let's get the test done and over with. And y'all, there's things. Jules says, just want to say Vision dealing with ridiculous internet issues, so I can't stay. Have a blessed stream. Thank you very much, Jules. I hope you're well, and I hope everything goes well. RJ's hitting the range this week. I know that's right, y'all. Get the things done, y'all. Get the things done. Do it. And we have an amazing guest with us today who I will bring up shortly. And, what I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing today, this week, rather. I got a lot of stuff to do. Been doing a lot of stuff on our website. Good to see you, Daryl. Welcome, 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 welcome. And with that, good to see you, Bats. And with that, I'm gonna bring our guest up because I'm not gonna hold my brother sitting back here waiting, because this is my boy, this is my dude, and every time I attend his live stream, he as he said, he makes me get in my feelings because the brother talks truth. He talks real life situations that will help everybody, even though he is on another continent. I love this brother as if he was right down the street, and I'm gonna stay on him until they come back home, because their brother needs to go visit. If I have to, jump on the black helicopter and roll down there, I will, because I want to see him and I want him to see me. Good to see a triple threat, my ride and die in the house. With that, folks, without further ado, I'm going to bring our amazing guest on for today, and we're going to see if we can actually either shut down YouTube or do something that somebody will think about doing. But I have with me as our guest today no other than my brother from another mother, Afrikan Dreamin. Good to see you, bruh. Good to see you. Can't hear you, but good to see you.
Okay, there we go. Is that better?
There you go.
There we go.
Much better.
I got to get
Good
right,
to see
Trent.
you.
I got to get
Hey,
right.
I ain't mad at you, Jay. It is what it is. You and me both, bruh.
Thank you. Thank
I'm still struggling with that national championship berth that we lost by a freaking field goal at the last second. But I ain't mad because we played them better
you.
than
Hey,
anybody else in the country did. So I'm gonna leave it at
it
that.
happens.
It happens. We'll be back
Adapt
next
and
year.
overcome.
Yes,
Adapt and overcome, baby.
that's the name of the
Yeah.
game. Good to see you, Fed Up. So, with that, folks, for those of you that may not know my brother, Afrikan Dreamin, Jay, do me a favor, bro. Introduce yourself. Tell me what you and your lovely wife do, what you're up to, and what you got going on.
What an introduction. What an introduction. Well, first off, thank you for having me, brother. We just some country folk from East Texas. We've lived a place or three. Um, my wife and I, we over here we're originally from East Texas. Now we live in East Africa, Tanzania, matter of fact. And
Okay.
I gotta say, you could take me out the country, but you can't take the country out of me. So uh we basically just said, hey, we want to give this a shot. A lot of different things happened, transpired that kind of
Mm-hmm.
motivated that initiated that. And here we are. Here we are. We small poultry farmers, nothing fancy, nothing that's gonna make us rich, but we do a lot of I guess if we were still back in the States, you could consider this rural living,
Okay.
country style living like we would do
Mm-hmm.
back home, like many folk do back home. A little bit of living off the land, a little bit of your own animals, a little bit of your own this. that, and the infrastructure is not what it is in the States in many ways, or
Mm-hmm.
as it's often referred to, more developed countries. So times can get pretty homesteady over here.
Right. I feel you.
Yeah, so I mean, in the bigger cities, yeah, if I
Mm-hmm.
mean cities like Dar es Salaam, some of the larger, more urban areas, you have technologies and advancements that you would find similar to the States. But we
Okay.
moved over here, and we're in a rural area on purpose, because
There you go.
that's that's what we intended to do.
Right.
So here we are, and I just want to say, man, this brother here on the screen with me, I love him. I love him. We tuck back in the bushes a lot.
Yep.
Because of the time difference, we have to play replay and catch up on him and stuff. But we always back, just kind of looking and lurking and watching and supporting, because the information you give is it's not just life saving. I mean, it's real. It is what it
Right.
is, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Can one of my moderators do me a favor and drop African Dreamin's link in the chat? Y'all need to go visit this brother, check out his videos, subscribe to him, like, do whatever you need to do. But he puts it down and he's real. Him and his wife April are amazing. And
Thank
when
you,
I
brother.
first met them, I saw both of them, and I'm sitting here. See, I need me one of them. They sitting there together, husband and wife, doing their thing, making it happen. And before we get into the topic, we're gonna have a killer man-to-man talk. We just gonna talk life, folks. So this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to sit down, buckle in, hold tight. I got something I'm gonna share with everybody, and we both will be right back. Hey, hey, you right there. How you doing? Vision Preparedness here. I just wanted to take a moment to let you know, Bug Out Weekend, June 2nd through the 4th, 2023. You want to be there. Like-minded people are coming around from all over the country, and we're going to have a great time. We're going to hang out, we're going to meet, we're going to talk, we're going to learn some stuff. You need to be there. Don't miss it. That's June 2nd through the 4th, 2023. I got to get back to doing the things. Y'all be safe and God bless. And we're
Yeah.
back. There it is, folks.
Yes.
Bug Out Weekend 2023. Details are coming, and y'all will be the first to know what's happening.
Yes.
And I got to give a shout out to one of my guys, Steve Sessions. He does all my videography. He did my intros, my outros, everything. He's my family. He's my brother. Love him to death. He's amazing at what he does. But folks, this brother right here inspires me. He is the type of brother that when they go live, I can't get away. And I'm working during the day and I'm listening to them and chiming in. And I can't never just leave their live, because everything he's talking about, and as he says, he gets me in my feelings. And then
And
we
you
just
get me
start
in mind.
talking like, well, good. Then we're gonna be in our feelings this afternoon. Good
We
afternoon,
are.
my mother Sparks. Good to see you. How are you? So let's dive into this. And I'm gonna
Let's
ask you
get
a
it.
question. I know you ain't Merlin, you ain't a fortune teller, you ain't none of that, but I'm gonna ask you a question that I haven't asked too many people this year. What do
Okay.
you see? What do you see coming in 2023?
Trent, knowing you want me to be honest.
I want you to be dead honest, please. I wouldn't have it no other way.
I see some just my opinion,
Yep.
I see some major transitions happening in every facet of society that we deem an institution. I see, again, my opinions alone. I see people coming to full recognition in the validity of preparedness, because
Ooh.
everybody understands something when something's a necessity.
Yes.
When
Yes.
it's a necessity, then the light bulb goes off and everybody gets it. That's something I see happening in 2023. I also see, because of the two previous named scenarios, I also see a flood of people who, for years prior, either ignored, were unaware, or didn't care about any level of preparedness, off gridness, um, first aid, anything besides the luxuries that life have to offer. I see a flood of people. So save this video.
Yes.
I see a flood of people heading over to the homesteading, preparedness, readiness communities, because
Mhm.
I think things may get that real, that it's like, okay, maybe these folks are on to something. Maybe these
Right.
people are on to something that I didn't see or understand. And I think a complication that will accompany that is, um I don't have any doubts about
Mhm.
what vision preparedness is and who Trent is. I don't have any doubts about Torsia. I don't have any doubts about a lot of bougie prep, a lot of people that I've befriended, follow, understand, and feel understood by.
Mhm.
But when you
Mhm.
have several 100,000 people, this big influx, and now all of a sudden everybody care about something that's been here all along,
Yes.
it's gonna be hard. You then you gotta decipher and sift through people.
That's right.
Last thing I'm gonna say before I close my mouth, bro. Y'all, for everybody listening, build your community now. Build your family now. Don't
Yes.
wait until a community and a family, in the way that we don't understand it in this moment, is a necessity, because then you got to sift. You got, okay, is this person really this? Is that person really that? If you
Mhm.
watch people live a preparedness lifestyle up until the point of things going SHTF,
Right.
why not?
Right.
Why not?
And folks, he said what I've been teaching and talking about for the last year. Now is the time to build your community. My live last week was talking about, is your network growing? Now is the time, because when it's like Jay just said, when SHTF happens, everybody's going to want to do it. Everybody's going to need something.
Yep.
And if I don't know you, you're not getting it from me. Period. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's life. I'm gonna take care of
Period.
me and mine. Period. Right, Jay. It period. I'm gonna take care of me and mine. From that point on, everybody else is an adversary.
Facts. And
Be,
can
yeah, go
we,
ahead.
you
Go
know how
ahead.
people talk about normalizing this? Oh, let's normalize this. Let's normalize, is usually associated to some form of a social construct, or some form of social issue. Can we go ahead and normalize saying that when society reaches a certain point of chaos or calamity,
Mm-hmm.
you just can't be in what's happening over here?
Correct.
Unless I've previously known you and know you to be true to what you say and who you are and how you conduct yourself and live, because that's got to be an okay thing. It's not to be
Right.
exclusionary or to be mean or be rude, but survival is life and life is survival. So, if you coming up to my compound or my dwelling or my safe and
Mm-hmm.
prepared space with your Gucci boots on, and you've been wandering through the wilderness for a day or two, and you more
Right.
concerned about the scuffs on your $300 boots than being hungry. I reserve the right to tell you bye if you
Exactly.
don't get hit from a couple meters out before
Correct.
you even get close enough to be a threat. It's
Correct.
just
Now you're talking, see, and that's why I have been working, folks, to get this brother's time to get him on our channel, because he talks about this on a weekly basis, a couple times a week. This is what's going to happen. Now is the freaking time to build your network in your community of people. Period.
Yep.
If y'all aren't gardening, raising your own animals, prepping your own food, storing everything, water, coming up with some type of alternative solar, heat, electric power, all of that, you're going to miss the boat. And I've told everybody, and I've said many times, I don't do predictions, but I'm telling you, something major is going to happen here in the United States of America this year that we have never seen or dealt with, and it's going to catch half of the population or more off guard, and it's going to be total chaos.
Yeah, yeah,
Plain and
and
simple.
period, bro. And I really don't want folk to get it twisted and feel like we're great because we in East Africa, man.
No.
Some of the things
Mm-mm.
that are happening all over the world. Now they may come slower and they may come in different forms, but the world is seeing the need for some form of preparedness. Now, I will give full validity to an advantage. I'm
Mm-hmm.
surrounded by different groups. I won't even name groups, but
Right.
different tribes that have lived a very traditional life for eons,
Right.
through everything, through colonialism, through war,
Mm-hmm.
through everything. They
Mm-hmm.
have held their traditions. These are the persons that will be okay
Mm-hmm.
for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But in developed spaces all over this world, in developed spaces, and people who rely on certain technologies, who live in accordance with certain things that we've grown accustomed to as Westerners, baby, your life finna change.
Right. Right. I
Yeah.
mean, as far as I'm concerned, where you're at, Jay, is probably the prepper mecca of the planet,
I agree to one
because
of them.
you got people that have grown up without entitlement, no cell phones, no
Facts.
flat screen TVs, all of that stuff that we have here. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying they actually have to live day to day to make it happen and feed their family and do what they need to do. That's
Yeah,
why I moved out to the country, so I can start learning this stuff to take care of me and my family,
yeah.
you know? And
Hey,
and folks, like, 1 second, like I said,
no,
folks,
go ahead.
become less of a consumer and more of a producer. What can you
Yeah,
produce? And Jay said something amazing on his live today that I was watching and couldn't get away from, and literally said, I'm out, and unplugged everything. There's going to come a time where there are going to be things that are going to replace our jobs. Then what are you going to do? What are you going to be able to do from there? So it's just a matter of time. Did I lose our guest? Can I get a 5x5? Am I still live? I think I'm okay. Yes, no, maybe. Did the stream go down? Okay, we both froze. Okay, so you can hear me. We froze. Not sure what happened. Um, I'm working on it. Okay. Yeah, I see me moving. Not sure if it's Jay or me. But anyway, folks, that's what we got to do. We got to get to the point where we become more productive and producing and less consuming, plain and simple. because there's going to take a time. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. Thank you, Black Poindexter. I see my internet did drop, but it's up. So hopefully Jay will join us. I did. Yep. Thank you, my mother Sparks. So, these are just some of the things that we really have to think about, folks, because there are things happening, as I would say, behind the curtain in our country that we don't see. And with that, thank you, Ontario Prepper. And he's back. So we'll bring him up. There's things happening in the behind the curtain in the United States of America that we don't see that will affect us long term. He's back. All right.
Sorry
Welcome.
about that, brother.
Oh, you good, man? Ain't no thing, bro.
As you can see, it got a little bit dimmer in here.
Yeah.
I had to hit the inverter. We had
Yeah.
some power issues. This is a pretty regular occurrence over here. Sometimes the severity fluctuates, but this is why, hey man, have your batteries, have your inverters, have your solar. This is real. I'm not getting on here playing with y'all, baby. We live like this by choice.
Right.
But we live prepared like this because you never know. And Trent, have you ever been in our lives where it get bright and it get a little dark and it get bright? That's what it is.
Right. See, folks, you gotta be prepared. Got to be prepared. M&T Living and Cooking said we always talk about emergency preparedness, going through our emergency backpacks and plans. You got to do it. And if y'all have kids, y'all need to be teaching them what to do, just in case you're not home or you're on your way home. But Jay, as you and April were talking about today, there's things going on that are coming down the pike that I really think a lot of people are not prepared for. Here in the States, lately, the last couple of months, there's been attacks on power stations, taking out the grid, North Carolina, South Carolina. Personally, I think that's what we're going to see on a grander scale this year in the United States. I think these are all small dry runs, possibly. This is just my opinion. I know nothing, but I think that is something that's going to happen on a large scale here pretty shortly. And
yeah.
And folks, if you're not prepared to cook or to heat or to see without electric, you need to be working on that now. Actually, yesterday.
Facts.
But Jay, it's and I'm not going to get into your background and stuff, but I have a pretty good idea since you like helicopters.
I'm just old country boy. Man.
Okay, I'll leave it at that. But with that, over in Tanzania, and I can't even I can't wrap my head even around it because I've never been to Tanzania or Africa. I've been to other countries, but Tanzania, as I say, is the mother of all creation. So, you talk about the big cities. So basically where you live would be compared to living rural or country here in the States.
Very much so. Very much so.
Right.
About as non-urban as you can get, Trent.
He said as non-urban as you can get. My kind of place. Hands in the dirt. Good to see you. Welcome. Grab a seat. Sit down, relax, put on your seatbelt because no telling what our guest Afrikan Dreamin is going to be talking about or may say. And that's okay because my house, mi casa is su casa. He can say whatever he wants over here. I don't care. It don't matter. But
thank you, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And hello to your wonderful wife, April. And if she's anywhere in the vicinity, she can pop her head in, even though this is let's talk man to man. She holds it down too on her end, and that's what I love about this couple. They do it together. And folks,
Thank you.
that in itself is a feat, especially in these days and ages. You got
Yeah.
husband and wife at each other's throat because of influences outside the home. And
Every
one
time.
thing, and I'm speaking from experience, when you walk in the door, this is the cave of solitude. Everything in this
Yes.
house has to be okay. And
Right.
what's going on in the world goes on in the world. But with that, um, Jay, you I got so much going on right here that I knew this was going to happen. So let's I'm gonna piggyback now on what you were talking about. You and April were talking about today
Okay.
because it needs to be said, and I'm gonna talk about the coming of AI, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Artificial intelligence. It's already here. They're only showing us what they want us to see. You got to
Yes.
keep that in mind.
Yes.
There was an article somewhere in Germany. They built incubators to grow babies, which is insanity from its most high.
Yeah.
And you have robots that are doing jobs that we used to do. Sooner or later, like Jay said, sooner or later you're gonna walk into a McDonald's, which I won't because I don't eat that non-food. You're gonna walk in there and it's gonna be two people and it's gonna be a robot and a
Yeah.
kiosk.
And a
Welcome to
kiosk.
McDonald's. How can I help you?
Yep.
And there's so much tech, being a tech guy and seeing what's coming, what I've seen, I sometimes sit here and just say, you know what, Lord, I'm gonna leave this up to you
Yeah.
because everything that's coming, and I'm gonna say it, and I don't care, and I ain't taking it back. Everything that's coming into fruition is absolutely, without a doubt, unequivocally against what God has created and put on this planet to sustain us.
Yeah.
There it
Yeah.
is. If you want to
Yeah.
unsubscribe now, go right ahead. No hard feelings. But are you guys seeing that type of tech over there as well?
I see the tech that's being introduced, depending on where you go. Um,
Yeah.
I think the time is over here where it's like if I'm gonna acquire some technology, why would you acquire decrepit or older technology when you can go for the advanced? And as we know, I'm not gonna get into naming different countries, but there's a country that starts with a C that has a lot of influence here and is a big partner, with regards to that. So you can find a lot of that technology here to answer
Okay.
that question.
Right.
And yeah, a lot of it is newer and the place where advancements are being made and set in place.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, not bad. It's
Right.
not bad. It's pretty impressionable. Uh, my mother Spark is nice, nice. I like how she did that. Um,
Of course. Yes. And
but
I'm even gonna put that up there. Right. I
you see,
see it.
Trent,
I
you
saw it. Yes.
okay? That's what I,
Yes.
that's what I mean. So right now we literally running off the grid and we running off solar and backup right now because I know I'm on a live. So
Mm-hmm.
preparedness. I had the
Right.
vision. I had the vision to be prepared. So I'm just saying, folk. I'm just saying.
Hey, bro. Hey, there you go. That's all it takes. Enough said. But
But to the
go
other
ahead.
part of
No,
what
go
you
ahead.
said, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trent.
No, go ahead, bro. Keep talking.
To the other part of what you said, um, I would encourage people. I would encourage people to look at it like this because I believe in what I just said when I said that by the time the light bulb really go off and the bell really dings, there will be tens of hundreds of thousands of people saying, Okay, versus put up with what I'm being confronted with. I'm about to go try to buy a piece of land this big out in the country, but I want y'all to think about something else.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody done brought up a whole lot of farmland all across the U.S.
Yes.
So by the time it sounds good to you and you decide that's what you want to do, where you
Yes.
gonna go? Where
Yes.
you gonna go? Because it's owned already. Not
Mm-hmm.
all of it yet,
Mm-hmm.
but let's just hit in the 70 some odd percent range, which
Right.
still leaves a lot. But if you think about the people who may have more resources than you, who might start taking it seriously, and they just decide to go look out at the fall leaves one of the next two autumns, and they like, hey, hun, you know, Carl's heading off to school, so what do you think? And then the next thing you know, it's like people who had the resources and snatched it away from you. Family, the time is now to at least entertain it. Even if you don't want to act on it, at least think about it. But
See?
go ahead, bro.
No, you're absolutely right, folks. See, here you go. A prophet is not known in his own land. So I had to bring my brother from East Texas, cross the brook, cross the pond, around the corner, and down the street to the next block to tell y'all that what you hear every time I'm on here is the time is now.
Period.
Now is the time. And do me a favor. One of my mods, drop Afrikan Dreamin's link again, please, because
Thank you, bro.
what you're hearing today, I hear from this brother every time he opens his mouth. And
Thank you.
folks, it's the time is getting short. Okay. And like I tell everybody, if you're new to prepping, okay, and I'm screaming at my people because we're getting ready to bring some online classes, and we're going to
Yes.
charge just a little bit, just enough to cover what we're doing that will help
Mm-hmm.
you and teach you to do what you need to do. But
Right.
now is the time to start stocking up on your canned goods, your meats, your eggs. Start growing vegetables. Everything you can grow wherever you live, whether it's urban, suburban, or rural, grow it
Yeah.
because it's only going to get more expensive next week.
Period.
Do it now because now is the time. It's not going to get any cheaper, and it's actually less quality. It's horrible. It tastes nasty, and it's expensive. And there's nothing
Yeah.
worse than eating something you paid way more than you should have, and it don't even taste good. So those are the things you
Fact.
got to do. Right.
Vision,
Hey,
you see.
there she is.
Okay. There
There
she
she
is.
is. Miss April. Good to see your hand. There she is. Hello. Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm happy now. Nothing against you, Jay, but I needed to see your
Of
better
course.
half as well. As
Oh, I'm
well.
used to it. But no, thank you for acknowledging her. Thank you for
Yes,
acknowledging her because
I, I
we a
I can.
package deal.
Yes, you are, and that's
Yeah.
okay. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Have a good evening, Daryl. Have a great afternoon. Appreciate you. Do me a favor, hit the like button on your way out. Stay safe and keep prepping, my brother. You know, in Virginia Bushcrafter made a great comment here. That's why companies are buying up houses and turning them into apartments. There is a not so good reason for doing this. And I'm telling y'all, here's what they're
Yes.
going to do. All of this land that is available, whoever's buying it up, they're going to turn it into rental property and hoard everybody into them that they can get into them.
Literally happening right now. Read an article yesterday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday morning. I'll email it to you. I think
Okay.
I saved it. But yeah, that's exactly what's going on, man. Come on, Bouger. You will
Exactly.
own nothing and be happy.
Happy. That's right.
And we have a generation, every generation, in my opinion, coming behind us
Mm-hmm.
ownership will be a thing of what used to be, but they won't be bothered by it because they won't know. It will be hegemony. It will
Yes.
be so hegemon. It will be what is, and no other ways of existing or even fathomable. So, because if you haven't noticed, people change history.
Right.
So if by 2060 ownership of what is kind of eradicated from what like, I'm not gonna go down that road on
You
your
can if you
channel.
want to, bro. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
I'm gonna try to ease up and go back over into something that you said the same day I emailed you, and I was like, bruh, we got to talk about this.
Right.
So I won't say the young man's name, but there's a
Uh-huh.
young brother, ball player, who had a situation, and I saw it the following day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get into the more political sides of that because that's not what's
Right.
important to me. What's important to me is some of the conversations and even some of the videos people made and some of the things
Mm-hmm.
centered around um
Say it.
about first aid and survival and how violent. Oh my God, it's so rough, it's so hard. You moving a sternum.
Yeah.
You're compressing a sternum to the point where it touches and reignites the heart, man. You stimulating through the sternum. Unless you start thinking about AFibs or start thinking
Yes.
about defibrillate something, because if you can't handle doing staying alive, stay until your body give out,
Yes.
you're not ready for what you may be confronted with, in my opinion.
Correct. And
And,
in
and,
that
and
process, you're
go
gonna
ahead.
crack some. And in that process, you're gonna crack some ribs.
You can hurt people. You can
Mm-hmm.
hurt people. Trent, you remember our conversation when we were talking about tourniquets, and this is the
Yes.
example I used the last time. That woman, that little hand y'all just saw, that's the love of my life. That's the love of my life.
Right.
I live with the fact, and so does she, because she's also CPR certified, medically trained,
Mm-hmm.
that we
Mm-hmm.
may have to. We're in rural Africa. We don't know what measures we may need to take to sustain life until we can get to more advanced healthcare, or I mean hospital, local hospital, village hospital, whatever.
Right.
Um, we do some work, we do stuff. It's a lot of machetes used over here. It's a lot of tools used over here.
Right.
Um, if we take first aid seriously, I think we
Mm-hmm.
need to take first aid seriously with how it may impact us mentally and physically while performing it on people that we love.
Correct. That's
Is
right.
what I'm getting at, bro. And
Right.
you the
And
first
and
person popped in my head.
and like we talked, if folks, if you've never had to use a tourniquet in a life-threatening situation, I will tell you this: whoever you're applying the tourniquet to, even if it's yourself, it is going to hurt
To
like
hurt.
nothing you've ever had
Yep.
before,
Yep.
because you have to stop the bleeding. It's going
Period.
to hurt. Period. That's the name of the game. They can
It
whine
ain't
and
gonna feel
cry
good.
about it. It ain't gonna feel good, but they still alive. And that's what counts.
Yep.
That's what counts. But those are the skills, folks, you need to get now. Because I'm telling you, y'all know I am so always talking about medical supplies and techniques and training, because once you learn it, they can't take that from you.
Ever.
And you may never know when you have to use it, whether it's a stranger, whether it's a family member, whether it's yourself. That is the number one priority. And everybody needs to do it. That's why I am trying so desperately for the bug out weekend to have local EMS come in and teach a stop the bleed course. That's the only
Yeah.
class we're going to have. The rest of the weekend, y'all can do whatever you want to do, test out your gear, hang out, laugh, do whatever. But that is something that I'm trying to get, even if I have to have my boys come in locally from where I'm at to drive to the location. I'll pay
Yeah.
for it out of my own pocket. But that's what we need to get done, folks. Um, so if you go ahead, Jay.
Those two are the best things you can do. Allow people to use the equipment,
Mm-hmm.
have fun the first time they doing it, so that you can just
Mm-hmm.
try together, ask questions, but have something serious like stop the bleed.
Yep.
I hope it's a success, brother. The only thing I feel bad about is the fact that we can't be there.
Well,
Um,
you can. You can
well,
be here.
well, we trying to get home. We trying to get home around April. We trying to get
Okay.
home around April time frame. But
Okay.
getting home ain't the hard part. This is securing and keeping everything we got going here
Right.
good till we
Mm-hmm.
get back.
Mm-hmm.
Because from East Africa to the States, you know, you don't want to make that a 3-day trip, a 4-day
Correct.
trip. You want to be around for a while. So we
Right.
like to spend at least a month back home when we
Nice.
go. But I don't know how. I mean, you can't put a label on, or I put it like this, bro. You can't put an amount on training like that,
Right.
community like that,
Right.
and actually, you could have a whole closet, garage full of all of this equipment, everything you need. I'm talking about top of the line to bottom of the line. If you ain't never took it out that box and used it, what are you doing?
Say that,
What are
Jay.
you doing?
Say it. Cause
You,
I
you
yeah, keep
you
going.
just got pretty stuff. You just got good stuff, but you don't know how it works. You don't know the tweaks on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, could you? This what I heard. Now I don't know, but especially military. Let's say I don't know, maybe army or something, right?
Okay.
You all, from what I hear, them boys spend a lot of time pulling gear in and out of connexes or the little storage things.
Mm-hmm.
What That's what the army call them. That's what I heard. Connexes, right?
Right.
They look
Right.
like the little train thing, and you just pull gear out and you lay it out. You count everything, and then you set all that stuff up to see its effectiveness, and then you break it down and you put it back in,
Right.
and then you pull it out again, and you just over and over, so you know exactly how everything works, how to set up what you're responsible for setting up, how to lay out all your gear, count it, make sure you got this. What the hell? What good is a tent if you ain't got no ties? You can have a
Correct.
beautiful tent. Do you know how to go cut and get some sticks and find some high speed cord, some 50-50 cord, and you gonna make it work? Like, this is the kind of stuff that you have to get your mind ready for. And it's also
Yes.
the new currency, bro.
That's right. Because that's
It's
what you can barter with.
that's what. Come on, Trent. Come on, man.
Because
Come
there's
on,
going to
man.
become a time that that fiat currency we have in our pockets is going to be worth the paper it's printed on.
Facts. Facts.
And if somebody wants something, they have to be able to give something, because there's going to
Mm-hmm.
become a time when that's the only way you're going to get what you need. You got to barter for it, period. You
Mm-hmm.
want a dozen eggs to feed your family, you better give up a pound of coffee or
Something.
more. Something.
Something.
Yes,
Something.
exactly. See,
And
you
I'm being
talking. Go ahead.
No, I'm telling you, man. I was talking to Lead Farmer 73 other day
Mm-hmm.
about the same thing. We don't know, with the period we living in, we don't know what currency is going to look like in the near future. We don't
Right.
know which currency is going to have the most precedence, which currency is going to be global, whatever, man. And I mean, and I'm saying that people take it how you want to
Mm-hmm.
take it,
Mm-hmm.
but having the ability to barter, having a
Mm-hmm.
community,
Mm-hmm.
knowing how to sustain and survive will
Yeah.
there's a we hear a lot of talk, especially in America, about the divide of the country. I don't think
Yes.
this the biggest divide yet. I don't think that.
Yeah.
I think and mind you, I say this fully aware that this is cross racial, this is
Mm-hmm.
cross gender, this is
Mm-hmm.
cross community, this is cross a whole bunch of stuff. The biggest divide yet to come, not only to my home country but to the world,
Right.
is the divide of those who are prepared and those who are
And those
not
who are not.
prepared.
That's right.
Have any of us seen a divide like that?
Mm-mm. No, not in my
Think about that.
lifetime. Right. Think about it.
Think about it.
That's
Think
right.
about it.
Right. And the roaming prepper said yes. Also use small local incidents to pull out the gear and try it in a controlled setting. Boil
Facts.
water and
Facts.
blackouts. Folks, go set your tent up in your backyard. Can you set it up? Pull
Yeah.
out that solar generator, fire that thing up, connect it to the panels, see how much it charges when it's overcast. Those are
Mm-hmm.
the things we need to be doing. Yeah, the
Come on,
roaming
man.
prepper is on point.
Yeah.
Controlled setting. Use
Yeah.
it before you need it. Make sure it works. That's what the bug
Exactly.
out weekend is all about, folks. Bring your gear, test it out. Nobody's going to fail. Nobody,
Right.
because there's going to be so many people there that can help and teach and learn and show you how, because they may have gone through it. I'll be the
Exactly.
first to tell you, I don't know everything. This was my
Right.
first year gardening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Look at
first
you
year.
now.
Look at me
Look
now,
at you.
dude. I'm ready to mill up and mull up everything and just plant a 5-acre garden. I'm ready to do it all now. I open my pantry and smile.
It could be done. Look at you.
Yes,
Look at you.
yes. I'm a
And
city boy.
that's what I'm. Look. This is the only boundaries that there are the boundaries that we set for ourselves. Thank you, man. The
Say that,
boundaries that
bro.
we set for ourselves, and
Yes.
something else that I'm gonna take this opportunity because you afforded me the opportunity for us to talk about some
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and I'm
Yes.
I'm I'm gonna kind of take it there.
Go ahead.
When it comes to our communities, this is just my personal belief, and I know this may be hard for some people because I'm a country boy, I'm a black man, I'm over here from East Texas, and we living in East Africa, which I love. But family, when it comes to sustainability and building a community, everybody that we bond with and grow with and build with ain't necessarily got to look like us. We don't have to be the same hue. We don't have to be the same background. We don't have to be the same ethnicity. We need to have the same mind,
Yes.
period.
Yes.
It's just my opinion. It's just my
Yeah.
opinion.
And I'm gonna take that one step farther. The second greatest trick that the devil has ever dropped on this country is to divide people based on the color of their skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna leave it
Mm-hmm.
at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. I
Understood,
don't
bro.
I don't care if you're purple. If we can connect here and bring value into each other's lives, we got something that we can build upon and go from there. But folks,
Yeah.
it's Jay, like y'all are over in Tanzania right now. If they told me, Trent, your life depends on you getting to Tanzania, leave now, I would be dead before I got out the driveway, because I'm like, okay, so how am I gonna get there? I get it. I get it. Now, if they said
Yeah.
something like, you need to get to Germany, okay, I'm gonna catch a plane, I'm gonna
Right.
go to Germany, I'm gonna have a layover in Switzerland, then I'm flying into Stuttgart. But they
Right.
say
Right.
Tanzania, I'm like, okay, y'all might as well shoot me now, because I don't know. I no clue. I know where I can point to it on a map, but how to get
Yeah.
there, no clue.
Right.
And that's what I appreciate about you and your wife, bruh. Y'all went
Thank you,
on the
bro.
other side of the world, and y'all are
Yeah.
putting it down. doing your thing.
Thank you, bro. We doing
Yeah.
what we can. We doing what we can. That again, a little bit of country, a little bit of city, a lot of city. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, growing up from the area East
Mm-hmm.
Texas I'm from, a lot of people go. Hell, I myself even lived in Dallas a significant part of my life, but
Okay.
my early childhood and back and forth was in
Mm-hmm.
rural East Texas. So you pick up certain things, and it may not hit till later in life. It may not make
Right.
sense till later in life, but
Right.
um,
Yep.
you pick up those lessons, you learn, you keep going, and one day it just kind of clicks.
Yes.
It just kind of clicks, and as the world changes, more and more people are. Uh, yeah, I'm telling you, over the past 3 years, or I'll say since 2020, because we very new into this year. Oh,
Okay.
since
Yeah.
2020, more people have said, "Oh, I need to live life differently. I choose to live life differently. Something about the way that things are going and being presented to me don't quite make sense. I
Yes.
need to and want to do something different."
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I'm seeing this massive acquisition of farmland at the
Yes.
exact same time while more people are fleeing cities and major
Yes.
urban areas,
Yes.
I just, I mean, when if 2 plus 2 been equal 4 my whole life,
Same
so I'm
here.
seeing 4, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing like, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I'm with you. And
yeah,
that's exactly what I did. I grew up in the city, built a house in the suburbs, and one day I just right before the pandemic hit, I said, you know what?
right,
I'm moving to the country because I
yeah,
don't like people and I'm trying to get out the way. I'm tired of people, I'm tired of people's dogs pooping in my front yard and the neighbors looking,
yeah,
what you doing over there? No, that's none of your business. So I
yeah.
flat out sold that house and moved to the country. I ain't heard nothing from nobody and I'm okay with that.
I know that's right, bro. I
Yeah,
know that's right.
but you're right. They're buying up all this land and why? What's the plan?
Hmm.
So if they
Hmm.
planning on doing that, let me get my little piece while I can and
That
get out
part.
the way. And get out of the way. Yes, my mother Sparks, you're right. I know. I love my neighbors, but I don't have to like them. I don't have to
Yeah,
like them. And that's the whole thing. Good to see you, official Jamia. I
Jamil.
probably
Yeah.
jacked up your
Hey,
name, but
Jamil.
good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, you're right. There's things that are going on in the world that, like you said, 2 plus 2 is 4. But they're trying to
Yeah.
tell us that now it's 5. I'm like, no,
Right.
no, it's
Right.
not 5.
Right.
It will never be 5.
Ever.
No matter
Ever.
what you do or say or put on it or dress it up, it'll never be 5. And that's where
Ever.
I got a problem with. So
Man,
it go
have
ahead, bro.
I use I use your scenario. Have you ever noticed when people with the resources do something, it's cool or it's
Yeah.
grandiose? If you take
Mm-hmm.
your everyday Joe and do the exact same thing, it's almost there's almost pre-planted psychological things that are just placed in the conscious of society, because take exactly what you just said and say, you know what, I don't really like you. I'm finna sell this spot. I'm finna go out to rural wherever
Right.
and just enjoy my peace and my
Yes.
life. Rather than it being seen like that, it seemed more like oh, you're a recluse. You're a
Yes.
hermit. Why
Yes.
don't you want to be? You can't get along with people? No, babe, I can get along with people just fine. I just don't want to be around you
You.
or you or
Exactly.
you.
That's right.
Why is that a bad thing? But
Right.
if you're if you're a millionaire or a bill, however, whatever air, and you
Mm-hmm.
got a million, gajillion, fulfillion, then it's just your getaway. It's
Correct.
just one of many properties you have. Man, I'm telling you, bro. What you doing? Because you've been giving me a lot of props. I appreciate that. But I haven't
Absolutely.
said or done nothing that you don't do. You're out here living
Mm-hmm.
it. We just doing it in two different places. The knowledge
Right.
that you bring is so important. I don't like everybody in physical life or on YouTube. I like
Exactly.
you. I follow you. I
I
respond to you.
appreciate
We
that.
watch you.
Likewise. Yeah.
Bro, we watch you for a reason because you're a serious
Mm-hmm.
person. You a
Mm-hmm.
serious man. We have a lot of fun over here at our channel, but
Exactly.
at the end of it all, it's about something more. You have to be
Yes.
teaching something.
Yes.
Um, and that's what you do, bro. And I love seeing you do that. I love how you do it. Come on, June. Come on, June, baby.
Dude, I'm so hyped about that because we got some stuff planned that don't nobody know, and it ain't gonna happen until you show up. And if you show up, we will do a live stream Saturday night from the bug out location. And it's gonna be crazy
Nice,
insane. And the
nice.
weekend is it's not about me, it's about everybody that shows up. And
Right.
I'm gonna tell a secret to the 41 people watching this stream. If you
Okay.
show up, if you show up, folks, there's not one person that's gonna walk away empty-handed. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Enough said. Enough said.
Y'all need to show up
Hey,
because
y'all better get over there.
yes. But you know, Jay, that's the thing that here's what keeps me up at night. And I have to I literally pray about this daily.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever hooting and Usnavas, whatever the heck they doing over there across the pond, throwing rocks at each other, whatever, you know, just egging on everybody to get
Yeah,
involved. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I pray that this country is not dumb enough to get involved and go full scale and institute a draft. Because if they
Hmm.
institute a draft, I'm going to plan Y.
Playing why? Hey,
Plan
yeah,
Y.
yeah,
Because now, excuse my language, the poop just got real and
yep,
I have a vested interest. And I'm gonna leave
yep.
it at that in one.
Understood.
And
Understood.
it I may be coming to Tanzania.
Come on, bro.
Yes.
You got a spot. You got a spot.
Because you know, I
Yeah.
hope it doesn't happen because I think if that happens, this country will be ripped apart in shreds.
In ways you can't imagine. In ways you
Correct.
can't imagine. Well, actually you could. A lot of
Yes.
others won't until it's presented as a reality.
Right.
And you I'm at a point, I've reached a point, and I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you brought that
Mm-hmm.
up because I don't think that a lot of people feel like how we feel on that. And the longer I live, the older I get,
Mm-hmm.
I'm less and less likely to say what will and won't be. Now I'll discuss the probabilities in
Right.
between.
Right.
Probability is a whole different thing. I can say this
Right.
is more likely than that, and that's more likely than this. But to say what will and won't happen in the world that
Mm-hmm.
we live in
Mm-hmm.
2023,
Mm-hmm.
I don't possess that kind of arrogance.
Right.
I don't have that kind of arrogance to say, well, we don't know what we finna wake up to in the morning every day that we wake up, if we blessed enough to wake up at all.
Correct. You're absolutely right. And
Yeah.
and and there is a generation that is paying no attention to that and the what ifs. And I have made it loud and clear
Yeah.
to me and mine.
Yeah.
If this happens, we're going to plan Y.
Yep.
That's life. That's how it's
Yep.
going to have to go down.
Yep.
But I like I've always said, folks, at the end of the year, when I did my last live for 2022, this year we're going to see stuff we have never seen in our lifetime.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and it's
sir.
going to take more than half the country completely by surprise.
Yep.
Keep stacking,
Yep.
keep packing, keep prepping, keep growing, keep learning. Learning is the key.
Yeah.
Learning is the key, folks. Learn something new every day. Because if you're
Yes.
not learning, you're dying.
Yeah.
I used to always ask my dad questions, and he said, son, his answer to everything was, son, just keep
Keep
living.
living. Yep.
Keep living. You'll figure it out. Keep
Yeah.
living.
Yeah. And,
Yes.
Vision, something that is a little bit disheartening, and I hate it. And before I even say what I'm about to say, I'm gonna say
Mm-hmm.
blessings to everybody who
Mm-hmm.
has lost someone or dealt with something of immense circumstance.
Yes.
But it's happened from Texas to the northernmost parts of the U.S. I feel a little disheartened when I see people in regions that they know the typical lay of the land and the typical weather.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, I'm not going, because I don't know all the circumstances. You know how the internet can be.
Right.
People who are still either ill prepared or unprepared for inclement weather conditions because they just don't take it seriously. Like, I mean, even this, it may be stuff I don't want to eat. We got stuff in there right now. We good for a
Mm-hmm.
while. I may
Mm-hmm.
not have a taste for it. I'm admit
Mm-hmm.
that honestly.
Mm-hmm.
By the
Right.
way, folks, it's a good idea to try and have as much on hand that you like to eat, that you love as possible. But
Yes.
when it comes down to sustenance, we got plenty of stuff that can sustain us for an extended period of time. And if it get real like that, I will walk outside my gate and go over there and grab a goat or a chicken. Just like that.
Right.
Just like that.
Right.
For people in urban environments, when we just had this big winter storm, winter storm hit Texas a couple of years ago. People had
Mm-hmm.
ice hanging from chandeliers. It was in the negative whatever for like a week almost. When I see people not take that seriously, I can barely grasp what it will be like for real, okay, this is code whatever,
Yeah.
movement whatever, action whatever type
Right.
scenario. So I'm kind of torn, brother, because I want to be optimistic,
Yeah.
but it's a whole lot of pessimism sitting in there.
You and me both. And a lot of times, I don't say, especially on these YouTube streets, I don't say a lot, but within my inner
Mm-hmm.
circle, it flies. And
Yeah.
I'm teaching the next generation, especially those that are in my family, you need to know this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because number one, dad may not always be around.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, it could save your life.
Right. Right.
I was
Right.
cutting wood this summer and had 10 high schoolers here. I said, y'all put in 8 hours work, I'll give each one of y'all $100.
Yeah.
4 of them
Yeah.
left. The rest of them worked them boys until they was ready to drop. I fed them and handed each one of them $100. I said, now, if you want some more, you come back next spring and we're going to do this twice as hard and you can make some more money.
Mm-hmm.
Because they
Mm-hmm.
need to know. They need to know.
Yep. Yep.
They too busy on TikTok for 30 seconds and this and on, sitting next to each other and sending text messages to each other. I'm like, hold up, y'all.
That's their world.
It is. And mine knows at any given time, I just put my hand out. He knows what that means. Give me that phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
But folks,
I,
the time is now to prepare
yeah.
and to
Yep.
learn. And
And
I
again,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, go right ahead. I'm letting you talk. You the guest. You talk.
I was just gonna say, I'm looking at some of the comments. I got the comments up over here, and
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at what who was it? Oh, hey, Juan Perez. I'm looking
Hey
at
Juan.
she's who was that said that comment? I'm looking for it. I'm getting I didn't put my glasses on. She said, I think it was she said,
Okay.
you know, we just don't. Again, I can lead you down by the creek, down by the stream, down by the river,
Mm-hmm.
but I cannot make you drink. Um,
Right.
and I think another honest part of preparation is especially for people, excuse me, back in the States who know they'll have family members who in true times of need, it don't have to be end of the world, it don't have to be World War Z, it could just be inclement weather.
Right.
They know that you're prepared. They know you've been talking to them so they can get prepared.
Right.
You got to pick through and decipher which one of those persons or people you willing to allow access into your space after they denied you credibility for
Yes.
everything that you do, did, and have done up to that point. That's another emotional like weight that we have to be
Yes.
ready for and prepared for, because baby, look here, family, I'm telling y'all something. If you got your stuff together, if you're prepared medically, mentally, physically, food
Mm-hmm.
wise, just
Mm-hmm.
all your gear. You use your gear, you
Mm-hmm.
practice with your gear. Guess what? Guess what else you gotta face? You gonna hurt somebody's feelings. You will have to turn somebody that you either like
Mm-hmm.
and or love
Mm-hmm.
away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Start
You're
start
right.
rapping, start
Wrap
wrapping
that.
that
Yeah.
around them.
That's right.
Yeah.
At this point of the game in my whole family, I know if we truly have an SHTF or some type of major event, there's one person I'm gonna have to go get, and that's my mama. I'm gonna go.
Yes.
I'm rolling in hot and heavy to go get
Yes.
her in the city and get her out.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple.
Yep.
That's it. The rest of them,
Mm-hmm.
they on their own. They on their own. If they make it to my
Period.
house, and some of them don't even know how to get here, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
it's a case by case basis. And you
Yes.
reserve that right. That's what it's about, man. I mean, you deserve the right to your anonymity with how
Mm-hmm.
much and where you reserve your right to this and that,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm sure anybody who is truly sustainable, you've mentioned what you're doing to choice people. You may
Yes.
not put it out there in the way Vision do, because Vision out here like helping people in a big way. Um, Everybody don't do that. They quiet prepper, they low key prepper, but they may mention it to a cousin, they may mention it to an uncle or to an auntie just to be shot down and maybe even ridiculed.
Right.
It comes
Right.
with the territory,
Yes, it
unfortunately.
does. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Mad Shad, you're absolutely right. Inside the wire is all good. Outside the wire, you better take cover. That's
Period.
all I can say. That's it.
Period.
You know, and folks know um, I don't play. And for my family, I will blow up the block. And if you happen to be
Yeah.
collateral damage, I'm sorry. Don't take it personal. It's business. Plain and
It's
simple.
real like that.
Yeah, it is. It
And
is.
hey Trent, going back to
Yeah.
just weather alone, bro, we
Yeah.
see many SHTFs all the time. We don't have to wait for another Pompeii
Right.
before it's like it. We literally see many SHTFs all day, every day, all the
Mm-hmm.
time, and it still don't click for people. I'm not
Right.
saying don't live your life, don't enjoy it. You need
Right.
some brevity, some like levity. You gotta laugh a little. You play, you
Mm-hmm.
work, some
Mm-hmm.
contrast, some give and take. But
Mm-hmm.
the amount of people that I know for sure, 100%, think that like everything is all good and it ain't. I don't know what to do with that, man.
Right.
I don't know what to do with that.
Yep. You're right. I'm with you. And I've made it very clear. If you come to my house and you have not been invited, you better bring everything you have. And even then, I have the last say so whether I let you in or not. Because I'm not
You
going to
gotta
take care
reserve
of,
that right.
yeah, I'm not going to take from me and mine to now take care of you too.
Yeah,
Because if that's the
yeah,
case, you might as well get right back in or keep going the way you came. I don't play that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And those are the hard decisions. One of many hard decisions to be made because in an SHTF, what are you going to do when you see 10 people coming down your drive and you know none of them?
Yep, yep, yeah.
At that point in time, you have about 4.7 seconds to make a decision,
Facts,
which could
facts.
be life changing for you. Yes.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
it so folks, anything can happen at any given moment.
Yeah.
And I'm not a doom and gloom guy because I'm not. I'm just not that type of guy. I'm not that other guy up in Canada that, makes you go to his store and buy the stuff he has or you're gonna die. So I leave it at
Oh,
that.
right. Yeah, yeah. Hey, can I say something about that? That's something I
Yes.
love about yourself, and that's something about I mentioned her early, like and Bougie Prepper and other preparedness community people and persons that I take seriously. Um,
Mm-hmm.
man, I don't this
Say it,
whole
bro.
I don't like that so much because it discourages people when they
Mm-hmm.
see something being gimmicky.
Mm-hmm.
They can read through the lines, and like you said
Mm-hmm.
earlier, you don't like
Mm-hmm.
making predictions. This is a
Mm-hmm.
very broad truth, in my opinion. We
Right.
both feel because of what we've seen over the course of the last several years and the history preceding that some things are going to change in a major way.
Right.
That's very different from saying, oh, next Thursday at 11:23, Eastern Standard Time, a platoon of squirrels is going to attack,
Right.
the White House. It's like, bruh, people do that over and over and over, and then they
Yes.
always push back or just never mention what they did prior. But it's like, yeah, buy this at my store. That makes people not take the prepping community seriously.
Right.
It's
That's
it's a
true.
disadvantage, man. It is so for
It
something
is.
so serious. You won't, bro. You out here teaching people, and you sharing one of the most vital elements of first aid: breathing and bleeding, breathing and bleeding, breathing and
Mm-hmm.
bleeding, breathing and bleeding. The two most vital elements
Yep.
of first aid.
Right.
And then you got other people playing with that.
Right.
That you talk about that put me in my feelings. That kind of
Yeah.
stuff put me in my feelings, man.
Exactly. Right. Right. My mother Sparks says that's why I don't like channels that just echo every other channel. That doesn't help her, in her opinion. I'm with you on that, my mother Sparks.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Unique Prepping, how are you? Welcome. Glad to see you. And
Hello,
everybody in
hello.
the chat that I didn't get to holler at, hello. Y'all know I can't get in the chat because if I get in the chat, that's where I'm gonna stay. And I need to spend time with my brother up here. And I don't multitask well when it comes to the chat because y'all get me going, and next thing you know, It's been 9 hours and we ain't talked about nothing.
It's all good. It's
Right.
all good, man.
Right. And I'm trying to be mindful of your time. I don't know. It's probably like 4 a.m. over there. I don't know.
It is actually, let's see here. I got about 10 more minutes. It's about to be 1
Gotcha.
a.m.
That'll
Yeah.
work. Yes. And Dan, you're right. Just because they bring everything with them doesn't mean that they're useful. You got that right. You got to bring some skills. Got to bring some
Fact.
skills. The only
Fact.
one that does not have to bring skills to my house is my mama. She ain't got to
That's
do
it.
nothing but sit
That's
there
it.
and be comfortable. But I know my
Yes.
mama. I know the first thing that she gonna be done is who's hungry. What
Mm-hmm.
what what can I cook? Mama gonna start cooking,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay because that's her comfort space. Yes,
Yes,
but
sir. Yes, sir.
and folks, I do have to apologize because I did not put up the questions for y'all to ask questions. So
Oh, yeah.
real quickly, there's the question poll. If you want to ask a question of Afrikan Dreamin, you're more than welcome to hit the top of the chat and drop the question or drop it in the chat because I won't see it, but hopefully one of my key moderators will find it and scream at me and say, you got a question here, and then we'll go from there. But
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Let's get it.
it's so I heard you mention chickens, poultry.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys also partake in duck, or is that a delicacy over there, or not?
No, ducks are a little bit rarer here. You see, I mean,
Okay.
they are here. They are
Mm-hmm.
available. They're
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more rare, but like so we relocated. We moved from one location to here to be closer to where the land is, but
Okay.
uh with 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 where our business is located, it's a little bit we rural already. The business is
Mm-hmm.
like rural, like small village type
Right.
situation. And we have access to a few locations. One
Mm-hmm.
place where we grow,
Okay.
because it's the small rainy season here. In fact, I'll be taking y'all with me. We're gonna go over and do some more planting.
Uh-oh.
Uh, yeah, we're gonna do some more planting. So we'll show y'all the little
Nice.
shamba. Shamba ni
Mm-hmm.
Kiswahili na a farm.
Okay.
So yeah, so we'll show y'all the small farm. Um, and we got people with, we got the turkey, we got the cuckoo, we got just
Okay.
spread out. So it's like
Nice.
food is always accessible.
Right.
Um, Most of the trees, if you walk down the road, have
Mm-hmm.
you can get a patachichi, which is uh uh what's hey
I don't know.
vision, what's patachichi? He said I don't know. It's
I don't know.
avocado.
Avocados. Okay. Got you. I don't know. I'm not a gardener, bruh. I'm not a gardener.
It's
But yes.
avocado.
Okay.
So you can
Okay.
always get larger bananas, smaller
Mm-hmm.
sweet bananas, um, all types of greens, a lot of Chinese cabbage, a lot of umchiche. It's basically food everywhere. Um, Open gardens, people have
Yeah.
gardens sometimes in their front yard, right on the side of their house.
Right.
You have an occasional thief, but because of the communal structure of the society, it's like, if you really that hungry, like nobody lets nobody else go hungry, but that's built into the structure of the
Right.
society. That's not something you
Nice.
build overnight.
Right.
Um, Everywhere you go is goats and sheep and cattle, and occasionally you'll have a thief. Rarely,
Uh-huh.
but again, neighbors looking out for neighbors. Everybody
Right.
knows who. Like, so it's just a whole different way of life, a whole different way of living.
Yeah. And that's good. Like you said, nobody goes hungry. That And that's one thing that gets me about our country. We are the richest, most powerful country on the planet, and we got homeless people and hungry people. And I'm going to put this out there to all my veterans. Thank you for serving. There is no way on God's green earth that any veteran living in the United States of America should be homeless or hungry. Period. End of story.
Man. Period.
Never. Yeah.
Period.
Exactly. There
Period.
is it, and if war, no human being should ever have to experience war.
Right.
And to those veterans that have served and that have come back from combat, my hat's off to you and thank you, because nobody should ever have to endure that. And that's
Shout out to
just
all
me.
of it.
Yes,
No,
that's
I
just
agree.
me. 100%.
I agree.
You should be taken care of the rest of your life. You shouldn't have to pay taxes. Yeah. You should be housed or given the opportunity to buy it dirt cheap and get what you want and need, period.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. And I mind your time, bruh. We're gonna have to do this again. We got to do a part 2 because I know there's more, way more, whole lot more. And we're gonna do gloves off. We're gonna do gloves off flat out. And just they'll probably shut the channel down, get a couple of strikes. I don't care, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Hey, I'm trying to behave myself.
I know, bro. I see you. I see you. I see you. And that's okay. But like I said, you say whatever you want.
Thank you. Thank you. This definitely won't be our last time.
No. This is one of many more to come. And we got to get our brother Joe on the next one. And just cut loose and do what we do.
For sure.
I mind your time. Let me check to see if we had any questions that came up. No,
it's all good. Go ahead. If we got any questions,
we do have questions. Question from Dan H. This is for you, Afrikan Dreams. Cost of 1 pound. What's the cost of 1 pound of beef over there?
So I got to do a conversion because it's in kilo. So 1 kilo of beef, I'm talking freshly slaughtered either the morning before or the day before, depending on what cut of meat, whether we talking steak, brisket, that might run a little bit more, but that's like in kilo about 11,000 to shilling, which would equate to about $5 US, depending on the day. So you could get a kilo of, let's put it in roast form. Let's say if you wanted a nice chuck roast for, throw some carrots and celery and potatoes in with it, like this big, super fresh, freshly slaughtered, freshly butchered, it would probably run you about maybe $5.30 US.
Can you send me a cow, bro? Can you send me a steer? I'll pay the shipping. Hope that answers your question, Dan. Got another question. We got 2 more questions. You just full of questions tonight for you.
Okay, let's get it.
One said, so moving from America to Tanzania, they wanted to know, this is Fed Up American, wants to know what made you decide to move?
We were just at a point where we were ready for a new phase of life. It was we were both overworked. Which my wife assisted me all the way through every step of the way, but my mom spent the last about year of her life in hospice care, which was really difficult. About 8 months after my mom passed away, I lost my brother. So we started looking at life differently, and plus you
Mm-hmm.
had the whole thing demic that was going
Right,
on, and
right.
everything was just in and it was like, hey babe, you want to like try something different,
I know that's right.
you want to move to another country and start a business, and she was like, sure, and then here we are. So
I know that's
that's
right, bruh. I'm sorry for
yeah,
your loss, but I get it. And I ain't mad at you,
thank
dude.
you,
That y'all did something that most people only think about.
thank you, brother,
And you're
thank you.
doing it well, and you prospering, you're thriving, and you're surviving. We got another
Yeah,
question. This question
okay.
came in from the roaming prepper. He said he is relocated with his preps domestically, which wasn't easy. But he said, "Can you share what an international move was like?" And he said, "Thank you."
Oh, oh, interesting to say the least. I mean, we don't have all of we don't have all of our things with us, but we've lived abroad before. We've worked abroad before. So
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't completely like new to us, but it was different. It was different. And it was even more complicated again by the little demic that was going on at the moment. So that kind of
Mm-hmm.
made things even more complicated. But um, it's possible. It's possible. I guess it depends on what all you've either done previously or hadn't done. I mean, for anybody, let's say if you've been in Ohio or Virginia or
Mm-hmm.
Texas, the majority of your life, and you've never like completely relocated to somewhere else, that's trippy. That's a big deal.
Right.
Look, I put it like this: I want everybody to know. Um, I know that we're over here and we moved to another country, but the truth of the matter is, I want everybody to understand the power, even if it's across town, even if it's out of a bad neighborhood to a better situation. Anytime you remove yourself from everything that you know and you used to, based on the comfort that the familiarity provides, you move to Africa too. You have removed yourself from a place of comfort and familiarity, to a new environment to do something either bigger, deeper, or better. So we all did the same thing.
That's good that you said that because right, even though y'all moved on the other side of the planet, it's just like moving to a different city or state because you're now somewhere
Exactly.
different and you got nothing and you have to rely on everything. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's scary. It's
Mm-hmm.
not easy. It takes a lot out of you, but it can be done because if we can do it, y'all can do it. Anybody can do anything they set their mind to.
So we got another question.
Okay.
Matt, dude, did hey, you know what? I love it. I love it. Mad Shad wants to know what are your ways of getting water? Do you have a well? And what about your other utilities?
So we've actually had both. We right now we're using a system that has both. We have uh they have gravity system. It's an elevated tank.
Mm-hmm.
Sits up about 25, 30 meters above ground, uses a gravity system. Some people have a gravity system and a pump.
Okay.
Usually it's a combination of both. And then you have access to groundwater. Sometimes the groundwater is less reliable. You might want to use groundwater for cleaning, maybe even for cooking. But uh, for your potable water, sometimes that's either brought in or shipped in. It's not uncommon to see people who have access to water that may not have access to like potable water, drinking water. So you
Okay.
see people with 5 gallon jugs on the back of the small bikes, or just walking with them, just going from one location to the other, especially in this rural area we in, to transfer water, because sharing over here is big. So you see different people in different parts of the village and other villages. They wake
Mm-hmm.
up in the morning. That's the first thing you got to do.
Go get
You got to
water.
get you some water. Go get water.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I hope
Wow.
that helps answer the question. Did I answer that in its
Yes.
entirety?
As far as I know,
Okay.
yes. He said he did
Okay.
mention other utilities, and I think you touched on electricity.
Yeah, the infrastructure for the electricity, as if you've been in the live, you see it's a little brighter now. Earlier, we had an outage. So we run off of solar backup, and we run off of the grid as well. So we
Okay.
can kind of have both going. Yeah.
Awesome. See that's folks. When we talk about have backups to your backups, that's what you got to do, and they live it daily. Dan H is asking, was there a big cultural shock the first year you moved there?
Before I answer that, I
Mm-hmm.
agree with you 100%. A backup to
Mm-hmm.
a backup, because two is one and one is none. So
Exactly.
have a backup. Have a backup
Yep.
if you can. If you can. And let's see, Dan H. Was there a big culture shock the first year of them? In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. It was actually quite. It was something oddly familiar about it, but at the same time, it was like, okay, well, that's a little different, or that's a little different, but not a major culture shock, but yeah, some things, yeah.
Okay. Folks, if you have questions, drop them in the top of the chat, the questionnaire, drop it in there, and my brother will answer, or I can answer, or whatever. But
Gladly.
gladly. Again, folks, one of my moderators, drop Afrikan Dreamin's link again to his YouTube channel. Folks, if you're not subscribed to him, you're missing a whole lot. Him and
Thank you,
his
bro.
wife, April, when I need to decompress and just laugh and just have a good time, I go to their channel. But somewhere in between the laughing and just having a good time, my ears perk up and I'm like, see, here he go again. And he starts dropping these gold nuggets of knowledge that make you listen. And he's talking
Thank
real
you.
life. And then next thing you know, I'm commenting in the chat and say, see, here you go again, Jay. You got me in my feelings now, and keep talking. So, folks, you
You the
got to
same
check
way,
them out.
bro.
Hey, I'm just
You the
like
same
you.
way.
I started my channel. If I could just help one person, either
Yep.
help their self or somebody else, I've done my job. And
Exactly.
I've met so many people in the preparedness community, in the gardening community, 2A, across the board, whoever, whatever, that, I don't look at the numbers of subscribers, but I wouldn't
You do
have what
not,
I
sir.
had. I would not have that without people like you and my mother Sparks and she said and roaming prepper and triple threat. I could go on and on and on and on. So I won't, but I'm just out here. And we're going to do a
Yeah.
live, don't know when, to do a celebration. And if y'all missed that, y'all might as well just not come to the bug out weekend, because it's going to be that times a million on steroids. And I'll leave it at that. I'll leave
Hey,
it at
I
that.
just want to say we can look for for vision to probably go do this, like, look, when, I don't know, maybe mid year or something. Um, I the guy he is one of the most absolute stubborn people when it comes to anything regarding, like, because he really does not look at nothing. I'm surprised he on here tonight. I am. I'm surprised he on here tonight. Him, himself, Bougie Prepper are two of the most supportive, amazing, while simultaneously, I don't care, YouTubers, content creators that I've ever encountered since I've been dealing with this space. But I do want to thank, of all people, my lovely, lovely sister, Triple Threat Firearms and Defense, for
Mm-hmm.
bringing us to.
That's,
Because I mean, man, ever since
yeah.
then, I just couldn't let you go.
Same here,
We
bruh.
met, couldn't let you go.
Yep. We met, and after got off that live, I told Triple Threat, I said, "Who's his brother?" I said, "I need to connect with him. So just let me do what I do." And I couldn't let you go, man. You're right.
It's
Same
been
here.
ever since, bro,
Yes.
ever since.
Yes. Absolutely. Donna Divine, yeah, I've learned a bunch from Triple Threat, Roaming Prepper, My Mother Sparks, and every genre and man here. Yeah, exactly. Because when I saw Triple Threat, I was like, okay, so you good with some hardware in your hands. And she said, that ain't all. I garden too, and this and that. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Hold up. And I
I
jumped in
love
her
her.
live, and she's been my ride and die ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since. And
Beautiful
you and
person.
April, when I first live I saw y'all do, I was taken back, not basically because of the content you guys were talking about, but you were doing it together and you were in sync and you guys genuinely love each other. And it shows. It
Thank you.
shows. And y'all are each other's best friend. And I see that. And that's
Yeah.
what life is
Thank you.
about. And maybe one day, you never know. There may be a sidekick sitting here. I don't know. And if it does, it
I
does. If not, I'm okay by myself.
I
Plain and
know that's right,
simple.
but I think it's coming. I think it's coming.
Yeah,
And I
you
ain't
right.
always her best friend, man. It depends on where I leave my shoes, or maybe leave some socks in the living room or something. But whatever.
Exactly. Hey, what exactly? Whatever. She'll get over it. She'll
She'll
get
get over
over
it.
it. Yeah. At the end of the night, when we wake up in the morning, good morning. How are you? Would you like
Yep.
some coffee? Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. That's the
Period.
way it happens. That's the way it
Yes, sir.
happens.
Yes,
But
sir.
folks, I appreciate all of y'all in the chat. And oh, we got another question for you.
Okay. Okay.
RJ Funches asked, how did you choose Tanzania?
Wow. Well, when we initially got ready for the move, we have quite a few continental African friends. So we actually
Okay.
had three countries in mind. And as we began to research and, talk to them and recall things that we had discussed previously about that particular African country they from, because most times when people think of Africa, they think Africa is a country. It's not. It's a
Mm-hmm.
continent with 54 countries in it. Each country has its own personality, style. Just think of it exactly like the states. Texas ain't like New York. New York ain't like California. California ain't like Wisconsin. Every state got its own personality. Same thing here. So when we knew that we wanted to get into the poultry industry, small poultry farming, and a
Mm-hmm.
few other endeavors. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we have close friends that are from here who live in the States, and uh, family here. So when we got here, we talked to friends, and we was like, hey, bro, we thinking about this XYZ. Uh, Friend that I had for a while was like, say less. I'm I'll be there. I'm on vacationing. I'll be there when y'all get there. I'll make sure you got everything you need. You ain't got to worry about nothing. He was true to his word. Here we are. Here we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Bruh, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if I could move to a different continent. I don't. I really don't. That's one thing that I was like, what? Wait a minute. They're in Africa. They're in Tanzania putting it down daily. Bruh, mad props. Like I told you, Whatever y'all need, all you got to do is let me know. Period. That's it. And I don't say that to too many people.
Thank you, bro. I
Hey,
believe that.
y'all
I believe it.
family. Whatever y'all need, that's what's happening. Uh-oh. Look at here, bruh.
I knew she was up there lurking.
Uh-huh. She lurking. She in them bushes. Uh-huh.
Always.
Exactly. That's my
Hey, you
girl.
knew.
You knew? Do you have all the money you needed, or did you struggle at first?
Not really struggle. I mean, we came with uh enough to kind of get us going. It's not really that's an issue that's a great question. That's an issue that a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people have with moving over here. It's kind of like think about it like you can have a car or you can have a big rig, a full 18 wheeler. One of them holds about 20 gallons worth of fuel, and another one can hold almost 1,000 pounds worth of fuel. But eventually, if you're not refueling it, you're gonna run out of fuel. Now that's the whole thing here. There are so many people over here on the continent who work from home. They work from different spaces. Some people have enough capital. They come over here, they start a brick and mortar business, kind of like ourselves, in addition to other things we do. And it's like, okay, you got to start bringing in money, but you have to understand that you're in a different country with a different currency. So even though you
Mm-hmm.
may expend USD as a part of your capital, you can win on the front end. But when you start to recoup, you making that money back in the local currency, which is about
Right.
half of what USD is. So, I mean, you really have to sit down and strategize and think about this and be doing it for a different reason, because this is you don't come over here to get rich. Not
Mm-hmm.
in that way. You can come over here and live comfortably and peacefully and do very well for yourself, but you not um even if if you're a major investor, you still don't come just ball out because the currency is different.
Right.
So
Wow.
yeah.
Bruh, I ain't got nothing to say, man. I'm so taken back, man. And y'all, every time you sit here and I get in my feelings, and my head is like, we could be here until tomorrow. And I know it's late for you, and I appreciate your time, and I
It's all
respect your
good, bro.
time. I respect your time. Let's see. Do
It's
we
all
have
good.
any more questions? Uh we do not. You answered you knew's question, so we don't have any more questions. And with that, folks, I am going to end the question and answer session because y'all are done with questions. Because I want my brother to get some sleep. I want his wife to come out of the bushes and spend some time with her husband.
Hey,
Yeah.
you
Hey,
know what vision?
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Look at this. Look on the screen there. Yeah. See, see, you knew. Yeah.
She back there in them bushes.
Uh-huh. She
There
back
she
there in the
is.
bushes. Yeah.
There she
There
is.
she is. See? She in the chat.
Yeah. So I knew because I've been waiting for this. I've been eager to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Oh, and next see, first time you invite me over, I gotta act like I got some home training. Now I'm a Southern man. I
Exactly.
got to. Next time we get together, now I ain't no guarantees, bro.
I,
Ain't no
I
guarantees now.
understand. I understand. Likewise. When I come to your house the first time, I just kept it plain and real, minding my T's, crossed my I's. And but the next time, I'm taking off
Oh
my
yeah,
shoes, my hat, and I'm gonna sit down. And we're gonna
yes
we're gonna
sir.
do it. Yes.
We're gonna do it. We're
Yes.
gonna do it. But
But man,
I
go
really
ahead.
do want to.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you fine.
As we close, I just want to say thank you for having me. Thank you for your amazing. Man, you got a lot of good people over here. A lot of good questions. They were asking things and uh very supportive. I'm glad that I'm getting to know all of them and look forward to knowing them even more. Thank you for your patience, because usually when you do your live, when you go on, man, it's usually like 3, sometimes 4 in the morning.
Right. And that's why I said whatever time is good for you, I'll make it happen. Yeah, and
I
I
appreciate that,
appreciate you.
bro.
Yes.
We
Again,
appreciate that.
folks,
And yeah.
and I'll let you finish here. Folks, if you have
Oh,
not
yeah.
subscribed to Afrikan Dreamin, you got to go over there, check out their content, like the video, drop a comment, let them know, hey, how you doing? Subscribe to the channel. If you like what you see, do your thing, folks. Help them out. I like I always tell them, I'm the new kid on the block, okay? Which I am. My channel's not even a year old, not even one
We
year
neck and neck,
old.
bro.
And I'm looking at these folks, they dropping 1K, 2K, triple threat. All y'all getting ready to blow up and bust up. Y'all the big dogs. I'm the new kid on the block.
No,
I'm just trying
no,
to hang out and hang around. Because my
no.
daddy always
Stop the
told me,
modesty, sir.
my daddy used to
Sir,
always tell.
sir. Stop,
Yeah,
sir. Come
okay.
on now. Come
I'll
on.
leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. Like and subscribe to his channel, folks. Do that for me, please.
Thank you,
He's a
bro.
good brother, him and his wife. They bring the heat. They tell you things that skills you need to know for life, period. They just happen to
As
be
do
on the other
you.
side of the world, and that's okay. But don't forget, they
Yeah.
from East Texas, so they get it. They can get down when they need to be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But with that, Matt Shad, my man up north from here, from me rather, in Cleveburg, Ohio, the
All
Great
right.
Lakes region. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Folks, do me a favor, smash the like button, share out the stream so that other folks can meet my brother here and help grow their channel as well as mine. I don't care, but do what you do. But I
Now it's
I
time to get
appreciate.
it, baby.
Oh, we getting it. We getting it. By the way, folks, uh, do me
Congrats.
a favor. Do me a favor and just roll by our see, I lost it already. There we go. If you could, folks, check out our website. Just browse. Just look around like you do window shopping. And
Yeah.
go hang out, see what you see. You may see something you like, you may not. That's okay. We got a lot more coming and a lot of things going. Working on getting these classes up and running, and you can partake of the class in the comfort of your own home. And you
Yes.
may see me actually teaching a class or two. You may see Triple Threat teaching a class or two, or some of
Come
my
on
other
now.
people teaching a class or two.
Yes.
Yeah. But if we don't have any more questions, folks, Jay, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna let you close it out and give some words of wisdom and hang on for a second after we go sit in the green room and pour you one. I'll be right there and go
Okay.
right ahead.
I just want to say, bro, thank you for having me
Yes.
and April on the channel. Um Sometimes, when we get to talking, it can get a little, it can get a little, it can get fun.
Yes.
So, this being my first invite over, I'm behaving myself. I'm acting like I got some home training and some common sense, and uh, I hope that y'all have enjoyed meeting me as much as I've enjoyed meeting y'all, and y'all listen to this man. And I don't go around saying that about everybody. There's a handful of folk I'm adamant about. Hey, you might want to listen to what this person's saying. You might want to watch what this person doing. because I find value and validity in the things that they are saying and doing. This just happens to be one of them.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you.
I really do hope that y'all took something away from this conversation. This is just the first of many.
Yes.
And look here, man. Look here, family. You know, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Even if you feel alone in doing it, know that you have a community of like-minded people who share the same interests, the same seriousness and approach towards preparedness, and let's all have a vision for it. Let's be prepared. Be prepared. That's it, bro.
I appreciate you. Folks, appreciate y'all very much. Everybody have a safe evening. Be blessed. Keep prepping because your family depends on you and it depends on your life. We will see you in the next video. I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness.